I've just been a year offline of YouTube, but it is for the better, I guess. So hello everyone and welcome back on this channel. It's been ages. I've actually just finished the CELTA course. And yeah, so there are some news, and the topic of this video is about this news. The CELTA course, for those of you who don't know, is an extremely difficult and intensive course. You get a certificate to teach English to speakers of other languages. So basically, right now I'm qualified to become a teacher, which feels insane. Like, I have a certificate given by Cambridge, so I'm over the moon, so excited. This course is has so many pros, but it has also some cons. And since it is not a course you take lightly and you take just, oh, I want to take a course and I will just do the CELTA, it's very, very important to know what are your aims, your possibilities, your life situation, and it took me long enough to decide to take it. And I'm so happy. Before taking the CELTA, I watched so many videos to just see what people experienced, what were the what was the feedback of this course. So I thought, okay, now I am on the other side. So let me first describe the course I took, because there are different types, and the one I took was the 5-week intensive course. And I survived, but it was nuts. It was nuts. It was 4 days a week, from Monday to Thursday, and it was from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. with certain exceptions, because certain days we had a little bit less, but it was absolutely needed because we had to do a lot after the course. You have it all. You have it all. You teach, you observe teachers, experienced teachers teach. You do written assignments, you have language analysis, you have so much of it. I thought I would start with the cons, because the cons are fewer, but they're still very significant. So the very first con, but it's obviously not like a negative thing, but it's definitely important, is the cost of the course, because it's not free, it's not cheap, it is a very expensive course. It took me a lot of time to actually ponder and think about the idea of taking it because of the cost. It's all worth it, and I would do it again, absolutely. But it's significant. You pay some money. The second con is your internet connection. If you have a bad internet connection and you choose the online version of the course, it can be quite problematic. I had certain students and certain trainees. We, taking the course, are called trainees. Some trainees had issues with the internet connection, and that can be problematic. I had it myself, but I managed it. I managed to do everything. Third con, and this is actually something that a lot of people underestimate, there's so much work to do. Like, when you think that it is complicated and hard, you need to go beyond that. Before getting to the course, you need to make a sort of test, and then you have an interview with a Cambridge tutor, and he or she has an interview with you. It lasts more or less an hour. You get asked anything, and personal life, for example, do you have kids? Do you have animals? Do you have health issues? Because you can't get distracted. You just have to sit on your computer for so many hours. I don't know. For example, meals are extremely quick. The lunches I had during the course were like leftovers, or basically some very quick pasta, rice, whatever. Very, very simple. If you have kids or animals that need your attention and your constant, caring, that will be asked during the interview. I had nothing of the sort, but they will probably ask you that because they need to know also about your health, if you have some conditions which could be impeding. I got so sick during the course, but I just managed to continue it, but I actually got ill. And I wasn't the only one. because it is very stressful. People underestimate the workload. You have to prepare your lessons, you have to write a lesson plan, you need to write your written assignments, you need to attend 100% of the course. There are always exceptions, obviously, but you need to be very, very careful with that. You need to be super, super, super invested in it. And also there's a very short amount of time for doing certain things. Certain written assignments, you have your Friday off because you don't have the course, you need to write the assignment, you need to study, you need to revise, you need to do some things. It's very, very difficult to have social life. I felt like the pandemic started all over because I couldn't get out of the house, because when I was going to do groceries or just go shopping, I was super quick because I was thinking about I have to do stuff for the course. And last thing, if you're a native speaker, which I am not, but I was with some trainees who were native speakers, you need to check the grammar, you need to you can't avoid that. Like, you have to teach people and you need to be aware of the grammar and you need to know how to search for information about grammar. It is unescapable, you can't avoid it. It's a lot of work with grammar as well, but it's not just that. It's a lot of work in general. There's so many different aspects you need to consider and you just need to be also flexible with everything. But yeah, basically these were the cons, and I know they sound scary, but they have to be mentioned because it is so stressful. Like, these 5 weeks have been so stressful, but it's all worth it. But you need to be aware of this. So pro number 1, it was 5 weeks, but it felt like I have learned more in this very short amount of time than probably in years. I don't know, it was so dense, so full of everything. I wouldn't recognize myself like 5 weeks ago. You wake up and you have the course, but the tutors, at least in my case, were wonderful. Like, I miss them already because they were amazing. The Cambridge tutors were wonderful, special, they were so supportive. You're not left alone with the work. You are guided each step of the way. You are not alone in it. You have all the guidance. You have so much support. Not only the tutors, but also the trainees. They give you so much support. You truly feel like you're all in that together because tutors have a lot of work. You trainees have a lot of work, loads of it. And you're all in that together and you all want to succeed. You all want to support each other and try to make the best of it. So it is a very, very beautiful, safe, developing sort of environment. I miss everyone already. It feels so strange. If you have never been a teacher, you get a structure, you get a guideline. It's not random. What I was most scared about was the fact that everything felt random, and now it doesn't. I know what to look for, I know where to look for information. I am so much more aware of everything and it feels wonderful. It's not like you learn English, you learn everything surrounding English. You learn so much about the difference between skills and systems, receptive skills, productive skills, what is involved in teaching and learning grammar, vocabulary, functional language. I had never heard of it before. And you just know how to plan a lesson from start to finish, like from scratch. You can plan a lesson. Literacy and about people who speak different languages, how you need to approach them, and so much. Classroom management, anticipating problems. You anticipate problems that occur in the classroom. You anticipate errors, why students make certain mistakes, certain errors, what's the difference between an error and a slip. Something I want to say is, yeah, you have 4 days of course, so from 9 to 5, and then you have 3 days off, which you still need to work, you still need to study, you still need to prepare materials, but these 3 days are amazing because you get to sleep a little bit. Your day is basically organized like that. You wake up, you have a little chat on Zoom, and then it depends on how many trainees you are, but we were 6. Each day, 3 trainees were teaching in the morning. So you have 3, and then the second day, the other 3, and then again, the first 3 and the other 3, etc., etc. You get to teach 6 hours during the course, and in the remaining time you observe your peers, you observe the trainees. So yeah, it can give a little bit of anxiety knowing that you are observed, because you are observed by your peers and the tutors, but it is extremely important and you get used to it. I feel like I have social anxiety and I managed to do it, and it felt amazing because you're stressed and then you do it and you feel so grateful for it, because after the lessons, after your practice, you get feedback. I always used to take notes, because you want to take notes, because then you know what you need to work on. You're not criticized. Every lesson you get the opportunity to apply what you learn through feedback. And you also get, of course, written feedback. You do your self-analysis, so you write what you think about your lesson, and there's so much feedback going on constantly. You're never left alone. And then you have a lunch break, and then you have input sessions. So in the afternoon there's a lot of theory. You're not listening to a lecture. It has nothing to do with a lecture. In the input sessions, you participate. You listen, you participate, you talk, you share ideas. So at first it feels horrible a little bit, because you're not used to the rhythm, a lot of things happening, but then you get used to it, and you just get in the mood, and it becomes a little bit easier, a little bit more natural, and you get practice, you get theory, you get feedback, you get everything. I wrote that if you have good time management, you can also actually enjoy some free time. I managed with during the last weeks, like the last 2 weeks, I managed to have some social life, like little bits. I managed to go out once or twice. I managed to be more relaxed, and I also felt more accomplished, because I did a lot of hard work at the beginning of the course, and it always kept going. Like, I always kept working very, very hard, but during the last week I felt a little bit more relieved. Yeah. And if you're wondering if non-native speakers can do the course, absolutely. I am a non-native speaker, and I was so glad I understood everything. You can always ask. Important requirement is to have at least, I guess, C1 level. Oh, and another important thing is that you get to teach 2 different levels of students. You are not just teaching the same group for the whole course. I had 2 groups. I had a level which was A2 plus. It was like pre-intermediate level. And then I taught B1, B2 level. So, there's such a difference, not only in the materials, but also how you approach the students, how you approach everything. And I loved it. And yeah, this was a very broad and general overview of the CELTA course. There's so much to add, but if you're even considering taking the course, so if you can afford it, and if you really want to become a teacher and have 0 experience, I absolutely recommend it. 100%, 1000%. I loved it, and I'm so excited now to start this new journey. And yeah, I thought that videos about this experience were extremely helpful and helped me decide if I wanted to take the course. I would do it again. I would do it again, definitely. So yeah, this was the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Every possible question that comes to your mind, and if I can answer it, let me know down below, and I will just provide you with an answer. And yeah, thank you so much. I'm so glad to be back, and see you soon. Bye.